giggles and grins. They didn't even have the decency to hide their actions. They did it right in front of her and acted like all she had to do was smile and her problems would go away. All that mattered to them was their success, not my feelings. Normally, Twilight hated feeling angry. She was the type of pony that after a good explosion of anger, instantly felt sadness and regret. It was common for her to stress over her actions and to beg other ponies for forgiveness, even if they're the ones in the wrong in the first place. She had been taught, first by her parents and then by Celestia, that anger was a weight that dragged you down. Whenever she had given into frustration, she had felt as if she were trapped in leg irons and had done anything to get rid of that guilt. So she had repressed it. She had forced herself to smile when others taunted her. She had hid her tears. When she did lose control, she worked as hard as she could to repair the damage. She dammed up her bitterness and refused to let it out. She had been doing it since she was barely a filly, hiding her doubts from the world and taking every pony on good faith. But now, alone in the bedroom Celestia had given her to use during her stay, Twilight felt not a weight pressing down on her, but a strength and vitality lifting her up. The anger and rage she felt did not make her feel down. They made her feel stronger. Being sad and depressed had made her weak, and caring about what her friends thought of her had robbed her will to move. But now that she was allowing herself to be truly honest, raw energy was pouring into her. It was as if a fire was suddenly burning in her heart, and the more she thought about it, the bigger the inferno became. Every bitter thought she had ever felt in the last few years came bubbling to the surface. She had repressed so much of it, wanting to believe in the best of her friends and family. But now that she let go and actually let her true anger be set free, it felt glorious. It was like her heart was a boiling pot of syrup, thick and dark, and the heat was bringing everything up. It made her feel giddy and drunk, and she wondered how anybody could have ever think being negative was a bad thing when it fueled someone like this. She welcomed the fire. She needed the fire. She fueled the fire to get more. How many times have I helped them? How many times did they come to me with crazy ideas and silly notions, and I stood in their corner? I give, and all they do is take. Twilight rose up, standing on her bed. The weakness she had felt in her limbs was gone, and Twilight had thanked the fire growing within her heart for giving her strength. And then they had all just looked at me like I was pathetic. Ha! Twilight grinned, and then actually laughed out loud. I'm not pathetic, they are. They are so concerned about appearances that they can't see the truth. This is a threat to my family, not some silly misunderstanding, but I guess their kindness dries up when I am not playing by their rules. She trotted into the bedroom, splashing water on her face. Shining armor, you son of a she-wolf! You try and get me all flustered to make me forget that you didn't tell me. No, you lied to me. Twilight gripped the edge of the counter, teeth grinding together. She felt very warm, like she had just completed 3 stretches of the running of the leaves in a row, but she welcomed it, the thudding of her heart, to let her know that she was alive. You promised to be my friend, to be my protector, and then you betray me for that cadence. Twilight shook her head in disgust. It didn't matter that earlier she had assumed Cadence was brainwashing her brother. Shining armor was strong, and she knew that if the tables had been turned, she would have fought off any mind control. No, what he had said had been what lay in his heart, and she would not give him a free pass. Not this time. She thought about meeting with her former FBBBFF, and how he had refused to apologize for not letting her know about Cadence. Oh, he had done well making her feel as if she was blowing things out of proportion. He brought up the threat in Equestria, and had played off her concerns and redirected the conversation. Never once did he actually take a moment to admit that he might have done something wrong. But of course not. He's shining armor, captain of the royal guard, Twilight thought, rolling her eyes. He's the very most important pony in Equestria, marrying a princess. I can't do this anymore. Protecting Canterlot. How can he have the time to worry about his little sister when the sun rises up just to warm his flank? Normally, she would have been disturbed by the direction of her thoughts that were taking, but she was far too gone in her rage to even consider just how out of character it was for her to be feeling this way. Besides, it felt too good. It was naughty and wrong, but it felt right. It was like eating an ice cream when you were on a diet. Twilight had always been so good. Well, now, it felt great to be bad. Celestia, Twilight thought, not even noticing that she didn't call her mentor Princess like she normally did. Why respect some pony that didn't respect you? How many times have I been right and you didn't listen? I was right about Nightmare Moon. I was right about many other threats to Equestria, and you just ignore them. No, you used me. But when I suggest your precious little niece is bad, suddenly you don't trust me? Twilight slammed her hoof down in sheer annoyance. Family? Your sister was Nightmare Moon, and because you were too scared to face her, you nearly sent me to my death. And now Cadence. You're blind, Celestia. You're blind about Luna, and you're blind now. Twilight sneered, feeling the fire within coursing through her veins with every dark thought. She had never felt so strong, so powerful. Her magic seemed to be ready to burst out of her horn. Twilight felt as if she could raise and lower the sun itself. The fires raged in her heart as she dreamed of what she would do next. The time for idle worries were over. She would not lay there defeated. She would go and save her friends, and then they would be the ones crawling to her, begging for forgiveness. She would save them all, by herself. I will prove I am right. As she ripped open the shades to reveal the bright new day, Twilight smiled darkly, never noticing that her horn was now crackling with a black energy. If any pony objects to this union, Twilight laughed as she stared out at Canterlot Castle. Wow, just about a quadrillion pause and stops later, and 22 minutes later, I finally finished the first prologue chapter of Faith and Doubt. But, oh boy, this thing has 60,000 words, and it's not even done. I think it might be close though. I mean, I have 2 chapters left that I haven't even read yet. Yeah. Today's the 31st, and then you'll see how much I can just delay in reading fanfics. I love it. This is such a good fanfic. Holy shit. I wish I knew who wrote this in real life. I have some friends in real life who like writing, but like I don't think any of them would actually write a fanfic. Friendship is Magic fanfic. Like holy shit. On this site, there's so many good writers that just capture the essence of each character that this thing has made, but it's very good. Oh, hey, look at this. It's Halloween. One of my friends posted, "Sorry, no candy here. This house is incredibly Asian, so you should be home at studying. Instead of stuffing your faces with Reese's or whatever, get off my lawn, or I'll go Chucky Chan on your ass. Yeah. You spelled Reese's wrong. It's Reese's with 2 E's, I think. Whatever. Time to edit this.